Flex freestyle was absolutely another day at the office for me. I respect the platform for what it, what it means and sort of has meant, for the culture. I feel like it was a long time coming. In my mind, I just wanted to get in there, rap immediately, and then, boogie. It really started coming together for me during an interview that I was doing with a brother named Barry Michael Cooper for the New York Times. He said, "You're like the hip-hop Dostoyevsky." So I did a little bit of research, and the truth started coming to light. I said, wow, I agree. He was a philosopher. He was an essayist, a novelist. But what he did was he spoke to the social and political and spiritual struggles of his time in the same way that I do. Yo, the universe let the planets align. Spent 10K in the car, didn't decline. The first thing I did was some bread that I made as an artist. I don't know if this was any indication of having made it or not, but it was, we went and bought the Land Cruiser. We shared it between 3 people, two of whom were unlicensed and uninsured drivers, and we sort of made it work. Bartender, 1 Casamigos and lime. I'm celebrating gracefully, getting better with time. I ain't even halfway through this incredible ride, but I'm kind of doing an incredible job. When I was 18, living beyond my means, I was afraid of my dreams, looking at the finer things. When I was 18, I was, in my second year of college, at a crossroads, trying to decide whether I was gonna stay in school or move back to Philadelphia, or just try and dive completely into all things sort of roots related. I was getting huge refunds back from my tuition because I would get these college loans and stuff, and then drop classes. So you get refunds back from mad classes. I was living beyond my means, literally. Wishing I could flip to a microchip from a paper clip, upgrade to a rocket ship from a basic whip. Cash rules everything. I just wanted a taste of it. Fast food, hurrying, saving time and wasting it. Self-saboteur speaking into my paramour. Torch rappers like I'm igniting the aerosol. Maintaining the wherewithal that embarrass y'all. Game changer the way I shredded your cabbage off. Explaining this change of apples to applesauce. When we were young, innocence was ours, but that was lost. The possibilities, the different configurations of a bar are limitless. The limit only comes in when you limit yourself. So I try not to do that. I try not to limit myself to the way a word is traditionally pronounced. Where I reside is the dark side of the glory. The fury I manipulate is the arc of the story. Written without a ghostwriter to author it for me. This is crime and punishment. I'm the judge and the jury. Listen, Dostoyevsky. The whole crime and punishment, that was, in some people's opinion, that's one of Dostoyevsky's best. That's his finest hour. I feel like that spoke to this time in my life. This is my crime and punishment. This is my, this will go down in history as my finest hour. I said, Dostoyevsky meets Joe Pesci. Tired of staring at a glass half empty. Changing me from Dr. Sebi to Cock and a Semi. Dr. Sebi, he was a healer. And a spiritual advisor down in Honduras. He incorporated traditions from the Caribbean and from Africa. He was believed by some to have discovered or have worked on cures for very many very many popular diseases. I'm just leave it at that. And got me clutching my machete from the Serengeti already. Wild styles, I'm Fab Five Freddy. I'm a stranger in Moscow. Don't ask how deadly. Stranger in Moscow is a reference to the Michael Jackson song. It's more a reference to the Michael Jackson, where he was at that time in his life. When he recorded Stranger in Moscow, he was sort of in exile for, what was, I don't know, for court procedures. He was in exile, and he was feeling very much like, an outcast. I feel more like a maverick than an outcast. I feel more like an outlier than an outcast. But I'm definitely able to identify with that, with feeling that way. It's the Uma, Patrice Lumumba, Kwame Nkrumah, to the Tripoli shore from the walls of Montezuma. Stop, intruder, I'm based on facts, I'm not your rumor. A malignant tumor, slid through in a suede puma. The steady, heavy, legendary, all praises overdue. Same cloth as the chosen few, rap noble Drew. I guarantee you no more music by the suckers. It's not a victimless crime if anybody suffers. In a system that was designed for them to try to cuff us. But what's the use in the trying when can't nobody touch us? Unless it's fabricated, probably drug related. But love or hate it, I will not be subjugated. When they screaming, you the greatest that did it, what's underrated? I mean, for years, I've been told by lots of people whose opinion I respect, like, yo, you're one of the best. When other folks that I, sort of run into say, yo, how's it feel to be so underrated? It's like, I don't really get that. If so many people feel like, yo, I'm top 5, I'm top 3, I'm top 10, I'm their number 1, which is what I get from the people. And it's not like I don't live in a bubble. I'm out and about everywhere in the world. And that's what I get. So what's underrated? I mean, this is what I do it for. This is everything that I've wanted. It's like I want it to be received in this way. As if every other player who spit it was unrelated. If a man's a temple, the circumstance is simple. So to be transcendental, we do enhance the mental. This is elder statesman conversation. Take a look into them books from down in the basement. I think the whole elder statesman line speaks to myself and artists like myself having reached a level of OG status in the game. I've been around for a long time. I made a lot of records. I've done a lot of shows. I've lived a life. I've earned my stripes. So these grays and white hairs that you see in my beard, and the fact that I don't have the option of growing dreadlocks anymore at this point. Like all of that, it's like I work for this, so I definitely embrace it.